Hi guys and welcome back to this channel. It's me Nick Memes, a Solana meme coin degen trader. And in this video I'm going to be teaching you how you can make at least a couple $100 per day every single day as a newbie. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know to get started, as well as how to find, of course, the right coin in the first place, worth aping into, and the right filters. But let's start with new creations, graduate and graduated. So I'm on BullX right now in case you don't know, and you guys can join with my affiliate link in the description below or in the pinned comment under this video. This platform is actually invite only, and if you click on the link and it still puts you in a waitlist, you would just need to enter the link into the chat on Telegram. So now let me get into this. New creations are the PUMP.FUN coins, which are launched literally seconds ago. So every single coin that is launched right here, you should be able to see. Now, speaking of the filters that I want to usually have on, the only one really is the developer holding percentage. I wouldn't recommend you to buy into coins with over 10% developer holding. Even 5%, 5% would be the most ideal, but anything than 5 is less than ideal, and anything over 10 is completely not worth entering. Now the market cap, I wouldn't put anything more than 30. I wouldn't ape into anything more than $30K in market cap already, because the current threshold of graduation of migration is 105K, and it depends on Solana's current market price, which is looking very prosperous by the way. So the threshold for migration graduates, but it's about 100K at the moment. As you can see here, Solana is approaching an all-time high, currently at 255, because BTC it's at about 100K. It's about to hit 100K. That's some crazy news. So yeah, in that case, we would be making 3x at most here if you enter a coin at 30K. So the risk to reward is simply not worth it in my opinion when it comes to coins above 30K. Now, if you're a beginner trader, you see loads of trash here, and most of those coins, of course, are going to be rock pools, or they never perform in the first place. That's the most likely case. So those coins are simply too many of them, too much of them, and none of them, just very few of them go up in the first place at all. So in that case, if you're a complete newbie, if you can't really determine which coin would be worth getting into, I would suggest to put at least 10K as your minimum market cap. Now all the trash is going to be filtered out, and you'll be able to see coins with at least 10K in market cap, meaning that there have been some real traders interested in the coin. Now the second thing I wanted to do is determine the narrative of the day. That is the easiest way to trade. The way you trade is you look at the ticker. So it could be narrative ticker, it could be outside of the narrative. For example, something very unique. Let's say this yellow triangle guy. This is clearly outside of the narrative. To my knowledge, we don't have anything else of such performing in the range of millions. So this is just a unique ticker. And this is something worth checking out. Why are people trading it is because of the ticker. You want to take a look how many holders and traders are there at the moment. And you want to make sure that the coin isn't bundled, that it hasn't been artificially pumped. So as long as you see different platforms next to the transaction, that is great. So usually when a coin creates fake volume, I mean, a person behind the coin creates fake volume, you will usually see about 10 wallets with the exact same trading platform. But here you can see Photon, Bulex. So those people are using different platforms, so the volume is clearly 100% real. So you want to verify that the volume is real. Of course, audit is very, very important as well. You want to make sure that every single one of those is 8 out of 8 safe. Now, top 10 holders, as you can see here, in this coin's case is 7%, almost 7, but anything more than 15, actually 15 is still acceptable, but it will say that this is too much, so it will show up as red here or yellow. But anything more than 25, 30, I wouldn't trade. But anything over 15, you do have to be cautious. And as you can see here, what happened is that the developer, of course, bought his coin. As you can see here, this is a circle for developer buying his coin. But what happened is he sold. And in most cases, this is going to happen. So you have to trade under the assumption that sooner or later, the developer is going to cheat his project. And in most cases, what is going to happen then is the coin completely dumps, because when he sells, everyone can see that the developer sold. And for that reason, before aping into a coin, you have to determine the ticket and the socials, which you can see right here, X, Telegram, and sometimes, of course, the website, whether this project is developer driven or not. So can this coin drive itself forward by the community independently is the question you have to ask. So if it's a project which cannot really thrive without the developer, you have to assume that when he sells, there is going to be a dump. But if the coin can actually thrive without a developer, that is actually sometimes the case. Then when he sells, that's actually good, and usually people buy in. So developer selling can mean bad and both good at the same time, depending on the type of the coin that you are seeing. So that's very important to determine before you even consider getting into a trade. Of course, another thing you want to look at is the volume. As you can see in this coin's case, the volume went down and so went the price. And they usually work in correlation. But if you see volume candles going down one by one, you have to assume that the price as well is going to follow. And when the volume is great, you usually would have to be under the assumption that the price is headed upwards, at least for the time being. So 5-minute volume is extremely important. The higher the better and the lower the worse. So to conclude the entire talk right there is, first of all, you determine whether you are trading a narrative coin or just a unique ticker. That's important, and you can have different strategies about this. Now let's move forward on to graduate. Actually, before we move forward, I want to tell you that you can play around with the market cap. So if you want to, you can put 15k here, for example, instead of 10k. So this depends on you, and make sure to undo the moonshot tokens because those usually have very low volume and it's most of the times just some sort of a trash. Now, coins which are about to graduate are the ones which have hit the 105k current threshold to migrate to Radium, and they're going to become tradable for literally everyone outside of PUMP.FUN and Bulex, so you could trade them right on Radium, which means that many more people are going to look at those projects. It also shows you coins which are near to graduation. So the strategy with those coins right here is to look what is the volume? How are the holders looking? How is the ticker looking? And perhaps when it happens to graduate, then after the graduation, when it's already here, tradable for everyone, it could potentially moon if it has a nice ticker. So it's basically an opportunity to research those upcoming coins, research their tickers and projects to potentially ape into before they graduate. This is basically your last chance. But when it comes to those coins, I think they have to be extremely high volume. So if you can see here that the coin can't migrate for 22 hours, as you can see this one, then of course the likelihood of it performing after graduates is close to zero. But of course the chart is sketchy here as well. So the newer is the coin, the more attractive it is to me. For example, this one is 45 minutes old. Let's take a look at this coin. But as you can see here, top 10 holders are holding way too much. And it's the developer buying his own coin. So this is clearly a scam. And it's good that Bullex has this audit report section. So it's very beginner friendly and newbies are going to have a hard time actually getting scammed. So for example, this coin at 67k, that is just 2 minutes old, could be interesting. Let's take a look. We have a bunch of trades here, but it does look sketchy because as you can see here, yeah, the coin went straight to zero. As you can see here, this can happen. I mean, it was a bundled coin. So it was one single person who bought a lot from different wallets and then just sold all at once. That's why you have to be cautious and do your own research of holders, the trades and everything before you buy into a coin. But to conclude this section, the newer is the coin and the more volume it has, the better. Let's do one more. Let's see this coin right here. 208 holders. It is going up quite big. But this is, 100% scam. So of course, sometimes we stumble upon scams and sometimes we find real coins. You just have to go through every single one of them. Now let's talk about graduated. So the filter I use here is market cap at least 50k and minimum 50k, because after coins graduate, as you know, at every stage, new creations graduate and graduated, 99% of those coins are going to dump straight to zero, or in case of new creations, they won't even go up in the first place. So when coins graduate and get to this graduated section, most of them again are going to dump to zero and below 50k. So anything below 50k is completely unattractive. So ideally, the coin would have to go upwards to the upside of 150, 200 and more. In that case, it's attractive. And the same thing applies here. So if a coin is at 344k, but it's been for 5 hours here, it's not good. Or actually, no, it's just being graduated. This coin still looks attractive, actually. This coin looks attractive. But if a coin has been graduated 4 hours, then it wouldn't be attractive. So ideally, we want to catch something like this. Like this coin, went from 100k to 200k, and the previous one went from 100 to like 600k. And it was a good one. Let me open it again. So we looked at this golden bull run. And to my knowledge, it's kind of in the narrative. Bull run. We're having a massive bull run right now, guys. BTC, Solana. So this is a narrative coin. As you can see here, golden bull run. And already 5.5x since 100k. So this is what this about to graduate section is about. If you can find a coin like golden bull run in this section, this would be very, very great catch. And believe me, this is very good strategy to do. You can buy in before it actually goes to graduate section and absolutely blows up. But keep in mind that it depends on the ticker, the narrative, and of course the volume. And this volume looks crazy, 150k. So if it was low before graduating, that wouldn't have been good. Now, as you can see here, developer bought, he made some nasty profits here. He sold for probably a lot, but he actually didn't sell all. He sold like 5%. The developer is taking his profits, he didn't sell all at once, and this coin just looks great. Look at those holders, 600 holders, the more the better. No one is owning too much, 23%, top 10 holders, this is acceptable. It's good. So you can trade right here on Bullx, you can sell on Bullx. You can also place limit orders if you want to. And yeah, good luck catching coins like this. Use Bullx in the description. There is my link. Subscribe for more content and come back for more.